Hey guys, so I wanted to real quickly do a video before I start class today. I haven't been done a video for a minute. I'm sorry about the inconsistency of it. Let's be honest, my life is crazy. If you'll hold one moment, let me turn my lights on because it looks like I have y'all vampire. So here's the deal. I wanted to talk to everybody today about a couple things. Um, I'm gonna attach a couple of videos from YouTube that I'd really like you to check out after you watch this. One is from Stephen Furtick, and the other one, trying to look. I'm probably gonna have to go into my thing. But both of them are regarding. I feel can be considered part of this. I think that what we're forgetting to realize is how much power we have to do something. One is from the official Stephen Furtick website, and one is from the Daily Show. And that one was done by the Daily Show. So I want to be able to by Trevor Noah. Sorry. So Trevor Noah speaks about the looting and whatnot in the mindset, and unbeknownst to him, Stephen Furtick did too. See, here's the thing. I think that we need to really look at a couple of things. This has been a systematic genocide over a series of 400 years. So, and it's not as if like the Indian people, like there was a rectifying between the state's government and the native people that was able to sort of like even insultingly assuage some of the pain that was done to them, right? What happened to Black people was the insult of a promise of 40 acres and a mule. And then we were told that that's not going to be given to you. It goes further. See, like after World War II and whatnot, there were GI Bills given, and men were able to come home and purchase houses. Right? Those GI Bills were not given to Black men. So again, that was another way for your average everyday white man to be able to benefit and to take a step ahead in that social climate. So what happened was over time, opportunities were given to white men over a number of years, hundreds of years, that were perpetually not given and intentionally taken from even Black men, their women, and their children. I mean, at certain points, we accepted, even after slavery, that if a white man wanted to sleep with a Black woman in the South, she did it, even if she was married, because to not do so would be more problematic than to do it. This isn't, mind you, even 100 years ago, people. We're still in the generation of people that we're still dealing with that, okay? We still have people around that know these atrocities personally. I mean, let's be honest, Emmett Till wasn't that long ago. And if you don't know about Emmett Till, please look him up. The lady who accused him of whistling at her, and then he was horrifically murdered. She later said that it didn't happen at all. So I just want to state those kind of things. I also want to remind everyone that, Black Wall Street, the riots in Black Wall Street, the anniversary was just recently too. So while we're speaking against the looting of Black men and women right now, can I remind you of not only the looting, but the murdering and the burning and the pillaging and the raping of Black women, men, and children, not even, I think it was like 40s or 50s. You know, can I remind you of that? Now, I'd like you to also think about, out of all of that looting, how many people have died? And how many people have died that have been white? So I really want to encourage you to realize that I'm not justifying or saying it's okay for these actions to be done, but I would really appreciate it if people would be able to empathize and understand it more. And I'm not saying that one act of atrocity justifies the other, because it doesn't. But it helps lay a groundwork for us to understand the mindset of people that we're speaking to, so that we then can enter a conversation and be productive about it rather than offensive. I think that if you don't know about something, it's best to listen rather than assume that you have the answers. And if you don't personally know about something because you haven't personally lived it, you might want to sit down. I believe that if white people have been the problem, yes, Black people should be the solution. But that's my belief. I think the solution should come from them. I also believe that the solution should be, they should be part of it too. I think that Trevor Noah touches upon a contract that we enter in society. And I'd like to first touch on that. See, it's true. When we interact as people, mother to children, father to children, siblings, whole family units, neighborhoods, racial, races, cultures, society as a whole, America to France, all of those different types of society interactions, right? They have a contract, each contract being different, because the contract is our expectations of each other. Yes, though it may not be written in whole, it is still there. See, when you breach contract, it breaks trust. And for Black people, not only has there been a perpetual breach of contract by promising things and never doing them, by falsehoods, by manipulation and cunning to get people to do as you wish, by stacking the deck societally, by systematic genocide and oppression, right? But also the contract of, you do this, we'll do that. The basic contract of, you honor society and our laws and whatnot, and we will honor you by giving you a job. You will be able to get your education. You will have the same running chance as everyone else. And here's what's more, because we've taken from you for so long, we're going to try to give you just a bit of a push in the right direction to rectify not only the wrongs that were done to you, but to level the playing field. See, here's the thing. I'll be honest. Look at Black Wall Street. I'll go right back there. Those Black people didn't need a level playing field. They just needed freedom. And they created their own city with their own businesses and their own money going to their own people. And they profited. They didn't need your hand up. But what happened was, yet again, an intentional, systematic oppression and genocide intended to keep people in their place. I feel truly that if places like the Black Wall Street had been able to thrive, there would be many more of them. There are small pockets of Black success, Atlanta being one. But just as much as there are a lot of people in Atlanta that are successful, there are many, many, many who are not. And those same successful people still get stopped because they're Black. Still have to worry about their children driving that nice car that they've worked so hard to purchase for them. The reality is still there. That's the problem here. We have failed to uphold our end of the bargain as a society as a whole to all minorities, especially Black people. I feel like there have been efforts to give an even playing field to, yes, Spanish people, Mexican people, Indian people. There's been at least an attempt, and that attempt has not been given to Black people. Saying that you have to hire so many people of minority is a generalized thing. You don't have to hire so many Black people. You have to hire so many minorities. And if someone disagrees with me, I welcome you to put on my website direct, very clear proof of laws and benefits that Black people have been given in detail. Not generalities, not anger, not spewing, not, opinions. Give me websites to go to. Give me links that I can be able to go to and to look up. And I am more than willing to put them on my website. I'm all about truth. But the problem with truth is that also means that once we recognize the truth, we then have to do something about it. Okay? So I think that we also need to realize that our habits, and Stephen Furtick touched upon our habits creating the condition of our heart. And I think that that's partially true, but I think that what he said that most affected me in the link that I'll be given is that hate is a stronger motivator than love. And it's true. So I turn to everyone, Black, white, and brown, that's looting, that's marching, that are protesting, that are speaking out, like myself, in any venue. I don't care if you're on the street, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook. If this has upset you so, I say, what are you going to do about it? It's one thing to be angry and to complain. It's also one thing to be able to get out that anger that's boiling inside of you and loot, or to get violent with the person next to you while you're marching. It's another thing to decide to do something active and permanent. I want to remind you of the statistics of Black voting, especially young Black voters. We don't vote nearly enough, people. So I'm going to implore you, before November hits, and for the rest of your life, I want you to actively vote. First off, I want to make sure that you have registered to vote, that you've got all the documents, that you've taken care of everything, so that whatever city or state that you're in, if they have a whole bunch of laws in place to try to make sure that you don't vote, that by the time you do that vote, that you've ensured that that's a situation that you don't have to come across anymore. And I want you to, knowing that if that's the state of your city or your state, knowing that that's going to be a possible hurdle for you, actively every year ensure that your voting status has not been altered so that you can have a voice. Okay? That's one. And then I want you to go out and use that voice. Look at the people that you're voting for. What's their track record? What have they been about? What have their actions said previous to the day that they're speaking to you? Is it lose-lose? And so you got to figure out how little you want to lose. If that be the case, so be it. But I want you to remember that you have the ability to change this right now for yourself, for all of us, and for your children and for your children's children. But we need to act. We need to act by a vote. I think that a lot of times people fail to realize the power of the pen. The power of the pen is dumbfounding. Look at Nelson Mandela and the letters that he's written, the speeches that he's written. Martin Luther King, the letters that he's written and the speeches that he's given, and how they've rang through generations. How those changes were made because of an oratory that stirred up the hearts of many. You may not be a gifted orator, you may not be a gifted writer, but you have the power of the pen. Yes, go out and protest, go out and march, but most importantly, vote. Get out of office people that you know are not for you. Get in office people that you know are at least less than that. If you can't find somebody that's going in your city or your area that you feel is what you really want, run for office yourself. Take our power back. This is our country. Remember that. Another thing that I've touched upon before, and I'll touch upon it again really quickly before I let you go. Watch where you spend your money. Who are you giving your money to? Is it Black owned? Is it a minority owned business? Does the owner support the causes that you're for? Are they bigots? Are they about their society, the system, or are they about you? Are they about giving or about taking? Are they disrespectful to you, your people, your family, whatever? You have the ability, because of this coronavirus, to take down companies, hands down. Spend every penny wisely. Let the world feel you, not only in their pocket, but by the people who represent them. Now being those people that represent you. I encourage everyone to remember, above all, the contract may have been broken, but it's not shattered. In the Bible, there's a scripture that says that we're persecuted, but we're not destroyed or something like that. I would love to look it up. I'm sorry, I don't have my word memorized, Lord, but we're afflicted, we're persecuted, we're struck down, but it's not over. It's not over. There's always hope. God is for the afflicted. God is for the oppressed. Though the curve of change may be a long curve, it still comes around. Let's make sure that it happens sooner rather than later. God bless each and every one of you. And I really ask that you just think about this. Sit in your power and make moves. God bless all of you. I hope to see you soon. Feel free to leave me messages, links. I'd love to hear you.